perky and I'm watching Cisco pitter-pat. Said, I can do that. I can do that. Knew every step right off the bat. Said, I can do that. I can do that. One morning, Sis won't go to dance class. I grabbed her shoes and tights and all, but my foot's too small, so I shoved her shoes with extra socks. Ran 7 blocks in nothing flat. Said, I can do that. I can do that. I got to class and had it made, and so I stayed the rest of my life. All thanks to Sis. Now married and fat. Said I can do this. That I can do. I can do that. Then everybody started calling me Twinkle Toes.
Did that bother you?
Nah, I figure, let them say what they want.
I don't buy that, Mike.
Well, sure, it bothered me. You think I want anyone calling me Twinkle Toes? Just because I took a couple of lousy dance lessons.
Okay, Mike, back in line. Bobby, you're on.
Well, actually, I don't know how I turned out so heavenly as I did. See, when I was 5 years old, I was playing jacks, and the car fell down on my head.
Bobby, are you going to do a routine?
No. Moving right along, moving along. Let's see. Do you want to know all the wonderful and exciting things that happened to me in my life? Or do you want the truth?
I'll take the truth.
Well, to begin with, I come from this quasi-middle upper or upper-middle-class family type home. I could never figure out which, but it was real boring. I mean, we had money, but no taste. You know the type of house, AstroTurf on the patio. Anyway, my mother had a lot of card parties and was one of the foremost bridge cheaters in America. My father worked for this big corporation. They used to send him out in the field a lot to drink. Well, better that than to find him lying on the office floor. But he was okay. I was the strange one.
How strange?
Real strange. I used to love to give these garage recitals, bizarre recitals. This one time I was doing Frankenstein as a musical, and I spray painted this kid silver all over. They had to rush him to the hospital because he had that thing where your paws can't breathe. But luckily he lived because I didn't paint the soles of his feet. And
what am I gonna do? I haven't got a clue. I gotta think of something. What does he want? What does he want? Stories from my past. I better find one fast. What should I say? What can I tell him?
well, as I got older, I kept getting stranger and stranger. I used to go down to this busy intersection near my house at peak hour and direct traffic. I just wanted to see if anybody noticed me. That's when I started breaking into people's houses. Well, I didn't steal anything. I just rearranged their furniture. This one time, and
orphan at three, mother and dad both gone, raised by sweet ex-con. Tied up and raped at 7. Seriously, nothing too obscene. I'd better keep it clean. What should I say? What can I tell him?
school. You want to hear about school? I went to PS shit. See, I was the kind of kid that was always getting slammed into lockers and stuff like that. Not only by the students, by the teachers too. And I hated sports. Hated sports. The sports were very big. I mean, it was Jock City, and I didn't make one team. See, I couldn't catch a ball if it had Elmer's glue on it. And wouldn't my father have to be this big ex-football hero? He was so humiliated, he didn't know what to tell his friends. So he told him I had polio. On Father's Day, I used to limp for him.
God, I'm a wreck, God, I'm a wreck. I don't know where to start. I'm gonna fall apart. Where are my childhood memories? Who were the boys? What were my toys? Gone beyond recall. And why am I so tall? What should I say? What can I tell him?
And my mother kept saying, if you don't stop setting your brother on fire, we're going to have to send you away. Well, and I was always thinking up these spectacular ways how to kill myself. And then I realized to commit suicide in Buffalo is redundant.
Okay, Bobby, back in line. Sheila.
Yes? You want me?
Yes.
Oh, he wants me.
To talk.
Right. What do you want to know about me first?
Try why you in this business.
I always wanted to be a prima ballerina. That light, what color is that? Do you have anything a little softer?
Don't worry about the lights. Just talk.
I always wanted to be a ballerina because my mother was a ballerina until my father made her give it all up.
Sheila, come downstage. Closer.
Can I sit on your lap?
Do you always come on like this?
No, sometimes I'm aggressive. Actually, I'm a Leo.
What's that supposed to mean?
It means the other 11 months of the year had better watch out. I'm very strong.
Maybe too strong.
Am I doing something you don't like? I mean, you told me to be myself.
Just bring it down.
Bring what down?
Your attitude. Tell me about your parents.
My parents?
Your father.
Him?
Your mother.
My mother? My mother was raised like a little nun. She couldn't go out. She couldn't even babysit.
Sheila, don't perform. Just talk.
But she always wanted to be a dancer, and she had all these scholarships and all that, and when she married my father, he made her give it all up. Oh, isn't this exciting? Well, then he had this daughter, me, and she made her into what she wanted to be. Oh, and she was fabulous the way she did it. Do you want to know how she did it?
Yes, but first, your hair.
What? You don't like it?
No, let it down.
That is what I have been trying to do. Better?
Better. Go on.
Oh, how she did it. Well, first, she took me to see all the ballets. And then she gave me her old toe shoes, which I used to run down the sidewalk in, on my toes, at 5. And then I saw the red shoes. And I wanted to be that lady, that redhead. And when she saw that I had to dance, she said, "You can't do that until you're 8. Well, by then I was only 6. And I said, "But I've got to dance. I mean, anything to get out of the house."
What?
Nothing.
What did you say?
I just said I wanted to get out of my house.
Why?
The truth?
Sure, you're strong enough.
Well, let's face it. My family scene was not good. Daddy always thought that he married beneath him. That's what he said, that's what he said. When he proposed, he informed my mother he was probably her very last chance. And though she was 22, though she was 22, though she was 22, she married him. Life with my dad wasn't ever a picnic, more like a come as you are. When I was 5, I remember my mother dug earrings out of the car. I knew that they weren't hers, but it wasn't something you'd want to discuss. He wasn't warm. Well, not to her. Well, not to us. But everything was beautiful at the ballet. Graceful men lift lovely girls in white. Yes, everything was beautiful at the ballet. I was happy at the ballet. Well, that's when I started class. Up a steep and very narrow stairway to the voice like a metronome. Up a steep and very narrow stairway. It wasn't paradise. It wasn't paradise. It wasn't paradise, but it was home.
Mother always said I'd be very attractive when I grew up. Different, she said, with a special something and a very, very personal flair. Though I was 8 or 9, though I was 8 or 9, though I was 8 or 9, I hated her. Now, different is nice, but it sure isn't pretty. Pretty is what it's about. I never met anyone who was different, who couldn't figure that out. So beautiful, I'd never live to see. But it was clear, if not to her, well, then to me, that everyone is beautiful at the ballet. Every prince has got to have his swan. Yes, everyone is beautiful at the ballet. I was pretty at the ballet. I'll see a very narrow stairway to the voice like a metronome. Up a steep and very narrow stairway. It wasn't paradise. It wasn't paradise.
Wasn't paradise,
But it was home. I didn't know what my parents were for or against, really, except each other. I mean, I was born to save their marriage. But when my father came to pick my mother up at the hospital, he said, well, I thought this was going to help, but I guess it's not. Anyway, I did have a fantastic fantasy life. I used to dance around the living room with my arms up, like this. My fancy was it was an Indian chief, and he'd say to me, Maggie, do you want to dance? And I'd say, Daddy, I would love to dance.
when he proposed,
That I was born to help their marriage and
what
wed.
he said.
That's what she said. I used to dance around the living room.
He wasn't
It was an Indian chief and he'd say, Maggie, do you want to dance? And I'd say, Daddy, I would love to. Everything was beautiful at the ballet. Raise your arms and someone's always there. Yes, everything was beautiful at the ballet. At the ballet. At the ballet.
Okay, Christine.
Oh, no. Me?
That's what he said.
Well, I don't know where to begin.
Tell him how you started.
Well, when I was little, every time they put on the radio, I'd just get up and start dancing. Oh, and then this man came round to my house selling,
Lessons.
Yeah, and he was a terrific salesman. I'll never forget it. What he did was he put me up against the television set. It was one of those great big square things. And he turned me around and he picked up my foot and he put it to the back of my head and he said, "This little girl could be a star." And I don't know whether it was the look on my face or the fact that I wouldn't let go of his leg, but my mother saw how much it meant to me. I mean, I watched everything on television that had dancing on it, especially every Sunday. It was,
Ed Sullivan.
Yeah, Ed Sullivan. Every Sunday, that's right, just like church. And, what was I talking about?
Ed Sullivan.
No, it was Ed Sullivan. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, I'm just really nervous.
That's okay. Just take a minute and pull yourself together.
For her, this is together.
Yeah, he's right. But it's strange because I always knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be like all the people in the movies. Only I didn't want to be Ann Miller. I wanted to be Doris Day. Only I had this little,
Problem.
Yeah. See, I really couldn't sing. I could never really sing. What I couldn't do was...
Say
I have trouble with it. It goes all around my... It's terrifying. See, I really couldn't hear which note was lower or was...
Higher.
Which is why I disappear if someone says, "Let's start a
Choir.
Hey, when I begin to... It's a cross between and a quiver and a...
Low.
It's a little like the record player when it doesn't have his...
Tone.
Oh, I know you're thinking, what a crazy... But I really couldn't. I could never really. What I couldn't do was...
Sing. Three blind mice.
3 blind mice. It isn't intentional.
She's doing her best. Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Jingle bells, jingle bells. It really blows my mind.
She gets depressed.
But what I lack in pitch, I sure make up in...
Power.
And all my friends say I'm just perfect for the shower. Still, I'm terrific at it. Guys are coming in there. I'm a birdie on them. But when I begin to... They say, "Who's that little boy pong?" instead of... And when Christmas comes and all my friends go... Caroling. It is so disheartening. It is so disquieting. It is so discouraging. Darling, please stop answering.
Ring.
See, I really couldn't. I could never really. What I couldn't do was.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Okay, Al, Christine, back in line. Mark?
Well, I get the feeling most of you already knew what you wanted to do. Me, I didn't. I was just a kid for a while. Oh, and then one day, well, my father had this fabulous library in the back of the house. And when I was about 11, I guess, I found this medical textbook. It had pictures of the male and female anatomy. I thought that was pretty interesting. I used to read the book a lot.
Were you interested in medicine, or were you just into the pictures?
No, I was...
Hello, 12.
13.
Hello, love.
Change is old.
Down below. Up above. Time to doubt.
to break out.
It's a